the board.
White should keep the queens, you thought, yeah? Queen e7. Well, let's see what Jan takes on e2 with. But I don't see a point to in taking with the queen. I mean, it kind of gives black some extra options, like knight b4 apparently gets rid of the
same
bishop.
time we can like win the battle for the e file.
No, but knight b4 I don't see how you keep the pair of bishops.
Okay, well, like if I play rook c1.
c1.
Okay, it looks a bit awkward.
Yeah, he actually does take with the queen. He actually does take.
I mean, like, yeah, if you start to play knight e2, now I can play rook d1, and after knight b4, rook d2.
No, you could
yeah,
go c3 because
obviously.
d3 is under control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole point of our maneuvering was that initially knight b4. My idea was after c3 to play bishop d3 and to trade the bishops. So if this happens, normally black is fine.
But you know, like,
even though, yeah, there is a problem. Bishop takes f1, you take on b4, and then bishop a6, and it is getting trapped with b5. So the whole idea for black was not working tactically. Then it's not bishop b4. Then after queen e2, he has to do something else. Bishop e2. This is on the board. Queen takes. Very next move is possibly rook e1 to control the e-file. Yeah, so Alexander Grishchuk is thinking, I believe he's... well, he's not.
Queen e8.
Queen e8. Yes, that's correct. Let's go to an endgame. So 20, how many it is? 20 minutes left for Alexander Grishchuk, 55 for Jan Nepomniachtchi. Indeed, the position is simplified. If any side is better, it is obviously white.
By the way, can I continue with the same idea, like playing rook e1?
Yes.
Well, so
let's
suppose that I'm forcing you to take on a2.
Takes, yes.
And now, if you play knight b4, I still can play c3. With the same idea, if you play bishop d3, I play rook d2, and again the bishop will be trapped. Yeah.
Okay. No, but I don't feel like I have to play knight b4 anymore.
Yeah,
it's like I think I'm kind of happy with king f8 and just swapping all the heavy stuff, like leaving you with pair of bishops, bishop and knight. Still not the most pleasant position, but should be defendable, it feels like.
Yeah, probably you're right.
Without the rooks, I can, in case of c4, go to b4 and support it with c5. I believe this will be possible because...
Yes. So no open files and more or less solid pawn
they
structure.
are less significant, let's say. The open files.
Yes, so I think that it was a bit... I mean, so trading queens wasn't that been in Jan's plans, because queen e8 is some kind of is forcing to trade the queens.
Can you prevent? No, you can't really prevent the queen's trade,
queen
right?
e3 is...
Yeah, queen d2, queen e3 just equalizes. Yeah.
Maybe you can try to find the proper line for this trade, but
wait, can you go c4 now?
Yeah, I think I can take and play knight f4.
Ah, you know what? You can go knight e3 and take the bishop. Very next. No, you can't. Rook e1 still. There is a pin. You can't do this. So knight b4 will be needed.
Yeah, but I think the easiest is, I mean, take and play rook e8 probably. And then if you play bishop f1, I play knight e3, rook e1, and king f8.
King f8. And then it's the opposite colors, and then it's a draw. Alright, so it's been a couple of hours. This game is going. To remind you, this second game of the Moscow Grand Prix final. Let's go back to the actual position. So we do believe that Jan managed to get some prospects for an advantage. However, now he has to make a very important decision, and well, possibly we can say that his opponent found the line which keeps black fighting for equality. We'll make a quick break. We'll come back in 5 to 10 minutes. Stay tuned. The second game is likely to finish in a draw, but there might be still some things going. if it will finish in a draw, then obviously tomorrow will be a fantastic tiebreak. So stay tuned, we'll be back shortly. She still has a bit of an advantage against Alexander GRISCHUK. Last move, well, only one move played during the broadcast. Rook a1 went to e1, and we thought that in this case GRISCHUK has to take on e2 and go king f8, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And GRISCHUK remains in slight time trouble because he's like almost 20.
Just went below 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's move number 23, right?
So 17 moves for 20 minutes, which
20 minutes. Well,
okay.
Not that much of a time trouble if what we thought will happen if he will trade the queens. Because queen takes, rook takes, the position is simplified.
So I mean, like, trading the queens will...
I mean, then it kind of clarifies the position, so you know that what you want to do after that. You go king f8, you want to trade the rooks as well.
Okay, well, yeah, we can try, like...
So takes, king f8 seems to be a useful move. And then it's not clear how white is supposed to... I mean, you want to advance your pawns, but at the same time you have to control the squares.
But it's not that
like
evident
behind,
that in the endgame we have less finesse than during the middle game. So, like, even if you trade queens, play king f8. First of all, okay, that's a question for white, what to do with c-pawn, and that's the question for black. Do we really need to trade the rooks? I mean, like, just let's imagine if we just get the rooks out of the board, then white will play c3, put their king on d2, and then they'll try to play, for example, bishop a3 and b4.
But c3, bishop c2.
All the time.
That was my problem.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, white goes king f2 here. Rook to e8.
Maybe knight b4 is even better there.
Yeah, knight b4 is even better, I agree. But, I mean, just to get rid of the rooks, yeah? Rook takes, king takes. And then, yeah, c3, you allow bishop c2. So you probably go c4 here.
Yeah, but then
knight b4. And bishop c2
bishop
is a
c2,
bishop c2
yeah.
is a threat.
Probably
and knight d3
black
is
is just better.
Yeah, in this particular case, yeah, it's white who has to be worried because bishop c2 is coming. Yeah, so it might be not easy.
So it's maybe just...
Maybe instead of king f2, he has to look for another move. Which could be c3? Yeah, maybe...
Okay, well, c3,
c3
bishop
but
d3.
still, bishop d3 equalizes immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
And personally, I would pick black there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think black is, let's say, playing for a win for real, but yeah, out of the woods completely. What else can be done? Aha, so that was what GRISCHUK was thinking about. And I believe in a way we are lucky to come back just in time, because it turns out that Rook e1 came along with a draw offer, and the draw was accepted, and that means that we will have a tiebreak tomorrow. And indeed,
which should be exciting.
Yeah, we couldn't spot the way for white. We thought that white is supposed to be better, but apparently it was wrong.
Probably the critical moment of the game was so rook e2, bishop g4,
f3, bishop f5, and here we were thinking
our
of
proposal was to play c4. Yeah, I think
wait, was it c4 here? Or
no, yeah, queen d2, rook e8. I think it's to take on e8 first.
Takes on e8 first, and then to try to play. Yeah, that was
rook takes e8, queen
rook takes e8, c4. If knight b4, which we presumed had to be played, bishop b2, and that would, at least it seemed to us, keep slight advantage for white. Yeah. Because the way Jan continued in the game, when he played bishop b2, it allowed GRISCHUK to trade on e2 and go queen e8, after which doesn't seem to... perhaps white simply has no time to, to solidify his position, to establish the harmony of the pieces.
Well, so this match doesn't become less exciting after this, I can't say quick, but still...
Yeah, well, it was relatively quick game.
But quite tense still. I mean, like at the first glance, it was like Jan has some slight advantage, but then GRISCHUK finally
managed to equalize.
Managed to equalize, managed to trade some pieces and.
So far, the dynamic in this match. Look, Jan had.
So we have our players in the press center, and Jan NEPOMNIACHTCHI played with the white pieces, and the second game ended in a draw. So Jan, please tell us about this game. It was quite short.
Well, maybe it wasn't not that long, but it was, I think, very complex because, when someone plays Berlin, it's very difficult to refute these lines. So I came up with this more or less rare move rook e2. So I did to provoke b6 and then play rook e1. But this knight c4 was invented by Kramnik recently in game against Fedoseev in Vaikanze. And rook e9 c4 is a nice move, I think. But okay, there is also some complex position despite the symmetrical structure. But somehow I think that computer doesn't like too much this b3, a4, a5 move. I don't know why. So probably there is some better edition of this position than I played. Probably knight e4 wasn't very correct because after knight e4 the play becomes, more or less sharp, and black is okay with bishop f5, knight d5. So even achieving two bishops doesn't it didn't provide white with some serious advantage. So, and in the end, I thought that maybe the endgame could be unpleasant because my king is a little bit far from c2 square, and okay, I decided to offer a draw. Until it's too late.
And Alexander, you were spending much time in this game, so were you surprised by these moves by Jan?
No, as I said, today was better than yesterday. Still not fantastic out of the opening, but better than yesterday. At least there was some counterplay, as I said, and I almost took over the initiative. I don't know, in the end, maybe I should play on, but I was not sure about take on e2, rook e2, king f8, and now c3, rook e8, rook d2. My rook gets to b1, but what happens next, I was not sure. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm slightly better, but I was not sure. And again, the game was not going my way at all, so it was definitely slightly worse. So it was not that easy to start playing for a win at full steam.
And do you think that the playoff will be even more better for you?
What?
Do you think that the playoff will be even more better for you, because you said that yesterday it was worse than these days? So.
I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus, so let's see.
So, and Jan, what do you expect from the playoff?
Well, somehow I was very, optimistic about this tournament, and I wanted to play till the very end. But right now I'm more or less happy that this would be surely the last day for this Grand Prix. So finally, we both would have some rest after playoff. But I think it will be fun.
Thank you very much. Thank you.